This is a Hoover Junior, or a Hoover Turbopower, or a Hoover Turbopower soft bag, or the last generation of Hoover Turbopower that Hoover ever made. This one came in from a viewer. Apparently it doesn't have any airflow, which is a little bit worrying for one of these. Crikey, this is cool. Because obviously creating airflow is pretty much all it was designed to do. The whole cleaning the carpet thing probably came a close second. So we need to have a look at this very nice red machine and see what the heck it's not doing. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, this U1650 from some point in the late 90s, early 2000s, I don't know, it's got the sort of ratings plate that I can't date. How are you today? Yes, we have ourselves a Turbopower Junior project. Oh, put that on there. Put the handle screws on, which I just found inside the bag with, actually, I didn't even notice it was missing, the height adjustment knob. So, someone's obviously had a crack before, and I can tell why this was off, and I can tell why this wasn't, because sadly, this is where the second bolt sits. And it does make it a lot easier to ship, but sadly what it also is a massive pain in the bum to fit and take off without breaking something. So, yeah, we're going to leave it like that. But with that on, we can sit our bag up there. We can see we have a HEPA flow, an owner of taste. You see, old girl, we get you fixed up, you will have a good life. Right, we'll cut the cable ties. May as well leave you in and rolling. We'll go plug it in and see what happens. I mean, you know, I've shown you our fair share of turbo powers on this channel, obviously, but, you know, if we lift the bag out, this thing should immediately go like a brick. And it isn't. And I can hear things rattling around in the motor housing, so something tells me that maybe the fan has either exploded, stripped, come off, or there's something worse. The only thing that really remains to do is to recline this again. Oh, blimey, it's one of these types. In fact, what I am going to do is we're going to strip it down together. Oh, if I can remember how to do a Turbopower Junior, and get the motor out in our hands and see what's going on. The first thing we need to do is to come into here and find and locate and undo the two screws that hold the bag fill tube into place. Then the bag fill tube will simply pull out of the top of the bellows. Then we can recline the machine, and I don't know if it's best to do it. Oh, it's all hard. What we're going to do is get the top of the bellows out, and actually the easiest way to do this now, because I don't want to be dealing with brittle plastic, is to undo all the four screws that sit in here. They are in it, there's one. With all of that out of the way, this is all we need to do. Just, okay, it's really stiff and brittle. Oh, push this rubber bellows down and out without snapping anything else. Crikey, this is aging badly. Oh, come on. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's not great. We might have to swap that for a slightly more flexible one. But it does mean that we can now flip her over to the very clean underside with the nice red bristles and undo the four screws holding on the base plate. Then we can remove said base plate. Whoa, admire the genuine Hoover belt. Oh, look at that. Very nice indeed. And remove it, take it off. Oh, and put it, the brush roll, and the base plate aside, and then undo our 2 screws that sit underneath. One there, we'll fetch it later, and one here. Oh, do this, make sure that that is down. I have snapped them before when they've been open and you're flipping these backwards and forwards. There it is. Then our hood will lift off and we can get our first look at the carnage, although there isn't really much carnage at the minute. Everything looks sort of okay. Interesting. There is 2 screws holding on the clamp for this powerhouse of a 650 watt late generation motor. Then I'm going to pause. Yeah, there's something wrong with the fan. I'm going to pause, take note of where these wires go, because it's been a minute since I've looked at one of these motors. Get you in a position where we can have a look at the motor and strip it down. Oh, I don't know if I've got cable tie. Yeah, pop this off. Something really isn't right in there. So we'll cut the cable tie. Bye-bye. Then take the bellows off the end of the fan case. I find this blunt instrument helps to work it around the outer lip and seal until it comes off. That is horrifyingly hard. And yeah, not great. Here is our fan. Yeah, look, I can spin and nothing happens. I think our fan has seen better days. So we'll pop the clips off. Ow. And I can see lots of dust on this thing. It obviously has seen its very fair share of use. Oh, come on, get off. There we go, pop those out the way. Oh yes, wow. Yeah, there we go, look. Our fan, I mean, you shouldn't be able to pull the fan off by hand, and there's no spinning that back on at all. There's the melted remains of the bottom of it, and there's obviously something, wow, that's been chewed up badly there. Luckily, the rest of it doesn't seem too bad. I mean, the motor sounded fine. Ooh. Actually, no. The cooling fan's not too bad either. I think a bit of a go with the screwdriver to, you know, pick out all of this fluff and really get it clean. And then perhaps a new fan, or a better fan, might sort it. So I'll come back when we're all a bit more cleaned up and we'll see if we can just pop a fan on and call that done. I was picking at some fluff and thought I'd take off the top of the motor to best get to it. Oh my goodness. I think this thing has been, well, not even used with that bag, because that wouldn't have caused this either. This is just something else, folks. Oh, this is entirely satisfying and good fun, but incredibly bad for the motor. There it is, look. It's all cleaned up now. I've just picked all of the fluff out. It was ever so satisfying. I think everything else is okay. It sounded pretty decent when it was running. So we need to put that back on. I'll do it in a minute when I pause and do everything else. But what we do need to get is a new, I say new because it's not new at all. It's very old and yucky, but it is a fan. So we put our fan onto here and it's threaded, and yep, the thread on the armature is good, so I can hold it with the cooling fan on this model, and that is spinning very nicely indeed. I think it will be fine. Then I can click this back together, I'll get this back on, and then we'll move on to the bit that sits here. Now the next issue that I've been facing is these bellows. I mean, they look pretty decent enough. They're not torn, they're not perished, but they're also not very rubbery. I have to really squeeze them hard in order to make them move. That's going to be a problem when this machine's bending up and down. I don't want it to rip out the trunnion. So I went into the shed and I found a brand new one. It's not genuine, but it's fine. What it is, and I can tell through the brand new packaging, is ever so soft. Literally, it should be, I can squeeze up with no effort. This takes a lot of effort, and this one comes with a cable tie. How lovely is that? So I think we are going to, for the sake of the couple of pence that this would cost, and I've had it in the shed for years, so I think that's perfectly reasonable. Oh my goodness, you've got to get the bellow over the lip, and I do find it easier to have another screwdriver on hand normally. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the fiddly bits of doing old Hoovers. Ow. Oh. But eventually you'll get it all the way on. Then, with our very nice flexy rubbery bellows, we need to make a decision about where to put the cable tie. If I drop the motor in there, we are going to put the cable tie on the top. If you put it on the bottom, it gets caught every time you move this up and down. I've done it many times before, so it's always worth a check to make sure that you're doing this correctly, and it's just a simple case of doing up a cable tie. Ready? We did it! Excellent. Oh, right. Chop the end off, get it in there. Then, and this is mainly why I changed these, obviously we've got to try and get this back into this hole, and this plastic here is going to be very fragile nowadays. It's strong at the minute, but as soon as it cracks, all that structure disappears. And the simple truth is that the old bellows just turns of plastic, and this would have been tremendously difficult. Doable, but difficult, whereas now it's just difficult and fiddly, as a Hoover Turbopower bellows often are. But eventually you'll get it all seated exactly correctly, and as soon as you shove the bag fill tube in, that helps as well. I think we'll call that done for now, because yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is button up all of this bottom part, and then we can, well, I'll build up the bag and I'll come back when she's ready to test. Well, I don't know what horrible noise this thing has made when the fan went, however, it makes a rather different sort of noise now. So yes folks, she is back. That's all it was, a spun off fan. These things are reasonably loud and obnoxious anyway, so I would say that sounds perfect. Oh my goodness, it rips apart the carpet again, I presume because it's been sat around not working very well for many years. It's in pretty good condition, so awesome. A nice simple fix for the want of a second-hand fan and, well, a brand new bellows, but only because we had it available, and this Hoover Junior, because yes, it displays the Junior branding, is done and ready to go back to its owner. So tell me, what turbo power repairs have you ever had to do, and if you had anything quite this simple that turned out quite this nicely? Do let me know, but until the next time, I and some other terrible turbo power will see you soon. Bye bye.